Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me for another care package video today on the channel. This one comes from my good buddy in the hobby, Brian, aka Balk, here on YouTube. Brian and I have become quite friendly in the time since I got on this platform, and we are on a text thread with a few other channels about cards and hockey and other things, and just really enjoy his approach to the hobby and really consider him a good friend. So here's a note. Shane, I totally owe you a better CP. I just wanted to get these to you. Thank you for your friendship. You're a great friend, Brian. That's very ironic, Brian, because I was actually going to say at the outset here that this totally wasn't necessary, and I don't think I was really owed anything from you that I recall. Not that I ever consider that I'm owed anything from anybody, quite honestly, in the hobby. So this was very, very generous of you to send my way. We have a nice team set bag here. Looks like I see some Red Sox goods inside. Did not expect this at all. Didn't really think anything was incoming from Brian. So very, very kind of him here. And we'll start with this team set bag within a team set bag. And here's a nice one, Chris Pronger, Icebreakers. One of the most talented players ever to don the Hartford Whalers sweater. Unfortunately, he was dealt away by the team very early in what would go on to be his Hall of Fame NHL career. That is an awesome card for the Whalers PC there. We got some more hockey here. This is awesome. Brad Marchand, Contenders from Panini. So I mention this on the channel quite often. And Brian certainly knows that I am a fan of Panini hockey cards from the very brief period where they had an NHL license in like the early 2010s. And that's another cool one there that I did not have. Here is a beauty of a card. This is a Willie O'Ree from Parkhurst, I believe the 2006 Parkhurst set. And I love that release because the entire set features retired players like this O'Ree. This is great for those of you who don't know. For lack of a better way to describe it, simply, he was the Jackie Robinson of the NHL. He broke the color barrier with the Boston Bruins, and only just recently, which was, just in time since he's still with us, Willie was inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame, rightfully so, and not just for breaking the color barrier in the sport of hockey, but also, he went on to spend decades, right up until present day, as far as I know, of his life post-career, enriching the game and trying to help hockey kind of gain traction, and has done a lot of really great work. So a stand-up gentleman and a card that I'm really, really happy to receive from Brian. So thank you so much for that one. Here's another Brad Marchand. I love this guy. I understand why a lot of people don't. He's chippy. He sometimes crosses the line of acceptable versus unacceptable play. Certainly rides the line often. In fact, was recently suspended again this season, so I get it. But he reminds me a lot of Pat Verbeek, both in stature and schnoz size, quite honestly, and just style of play. So I really enjoy Brad Marchand cards. Here's a beautiful Gordie Howe Career Achievements card from the Legends Classic set from Upper Deck. Just a really cool shot there of a younger Gordie from his time with the Red Wings. And behind it here, we have an even nicer card. Here is Mr. Howe with the Art Ross trophy. What a photograph. I don't think I've ever seen that picture on a Howe card before. That is just amazing. Love that one, Brian. Thank you. Don't have that either. Same with this one. So there must have been like a small subset here for Gordie. Career achievement subset in this Legends Classics release. So that's a cool one there. Almost looks colorized, like a black and white photograph that was colorized. Here's a Patrice Bergeron. In my estimation, one of the best Bruins ever to lace up skates. He's, at least to date, spent his entire career with Boston. Just had a ton of success, plays the game the right way, and definitely a fan favorite, and rightfully so. And future first ballot Hall of Famer all day long. I've been trying to get this guy's Young Guns rookie card for years. And I kid you not, that card in a PSA 9 goes for like $1,000 sometimes or more. So still on the hunt for a Bergeron rookie for the collection at some point. Here's a David Pastrnak from the 2020 Upper Deck set. We got a Yager here. This is nice. So I really appreciate Brian sending me this one because it is a Flyers card, which is his favorite team. So I hope this was a dupe, Brian, and you didn't feel obligated to send me your only copy if you only had one. But this is fantastic. I'm a big Yager fan. He made a lot of stops in the latter years of his career with different NHL franchises. And one of those quick stops was in Philadelphia with the Flyers and was captured on cardboard here. And also, might be hard to make out, but rocking apparently the Fu Manchu mustache style, which is something pretty nice. I don't believe I have any other Yager cards with that facial hair going on. The man is a legend, and usually the focus on his hair is on the flow in the back, but in this case, some interesting facial hair from the man. And then we've got a couple baseball cards here to close it out, at least for this team set bag. Here's a Cal Ripken Jr., favorite player of mine growing up. This is a card that shows that Brian definitely pays attention to the videos on my channel because I've not only mentioned loving Cal Ripken Jr., but I've also mentioned my love of the Fleer Illustrated, or, you know, sometimes they were known as Provisions inserts. In this case, I think these were just base cards in the regular Fleer set, but regardless of what they're called or whether they're in the main set or an insert set, these early 90s Fleer Illustrated cards are just amazing. Did not have that Ripken and love it. So this is a home run of a care package here, Brian. And then to go with that, here's a Robin Yount from the same subset. Just awesome. This looks like a Salvador Dali painting mixed with a Robin Yount baseball card or something very, very weird. Here's a Juan Soto base card out of, I believe this is 2020 Bowman. I really appreciate, you may have just thought of this as like a throw-in, Brian, but starting up a Z Folio dedicated to Mr. Soto, and we'll welcome any and all Soto cards that I don't already have into that project, and this is one that I do not have, so another home run there. And then we close it out with a first Bowman Bobby Dahlbeck, so pretty cool. Believe this is a 2016. I think I recognize this design from Devers card or two in my collection, but fantastic. I did not have a first of this guy. He has definitely displayed some flashes of power, and I believe, you know, is due to be on the roster to start the season here, if and when the league gets their crap together and gets that going. And so that's it for the team set bag. We have a couple of others that were included here. We'll just take a quick look at these. And again, this was just really nice of you to do, Brian. Not necessary at all, but I really, truly appreciate all of these cards. Here's a man who was briefly my favorite Boston Red Sox player and a guy who I collected for about 2 years when he was with the club, the now retired Adrian Gonzalez. I think these were Kimball Champions minis. Yeah, KC- is the card number. So this was an insert in the Topps flagship release, I think, known as Kimball Champions. To go along with that, we've got John Lester, who may be retired now as well. I could be wrong about that. Somebody will correct me in the comments, I'm sure. And then last but not least, from the Kimball Champions release, Yaz, and it is not last. We've also got a Cy Young. So these two in particular are really, really cool. I love the design that Topps went with for these minis. Cy Young on the mound and in portrait version above, and then Yaz taking a nice cut at the plate and in portrait version above. So these are very, very cool. I believe these were modeled after a very old baseball set from the 1800s versus being like an original idea from Topps. But again, I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I have that wrong. Then we got a couple baseball singles here. So here's another Juan Soto, a turkey red insert, and that is a nice looking card right there. As with the previous one, that is headed straight to the Soto Z Folio. We've got from Prestige here a Nomar League Leaders card. This is pretty nice. It is serial numbered on the back out of 2002, which I'm assuming is probably the year of issue for this card. But awesome. Always looking for a new Nomar that I don't have, and especially a serial numbered Nomar that I don't have. And then the final card is a very generous one from this year's 2022 Topps a gold Xander Bogaerts for the Bogaerts PC. I was aware that Brian had pulled this, and he had generously, I should say, offered to send it my way. And that is a very nice gesture because I've been hearing a lot about, the amount of 2022 Topps that was printed and just how difficult it is to pull parallel cards out of the product as a result. I want to say those gold cards, these are numbered to the year of release, so as they have been every year. So this is numbered out of 2022. These, I think, are only falling like one per jumbo box or something. They're pretty tough pulls, and I think that was Brian's gold card out of his jumbo box. And without question, he just threw that in a stack of cards headed my way because that's the kind of guy that he is. So, Brian, again, I really, really thank you. This was above and beyond anything that you needed to send. And as you know, I'm always in the process of building a stack for you to hit you back. I think we've kind of gotten into a routine back and forth here as care package and trading partners. So really appreciate the cards, appreciate even more your friendship. And to everybody else, I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.